I was no longer willing to shrink myself for anyone, and I wanted you to know, neither should you. Have you ever been around someone who makes you feel like you have to be smaller to just fit in? Maybe it's your friend, co-worker, classmates, or even your family member. They make little comments about your body, your personalities, or your choices. Before you even know it, you started shrinking, agreeing with things that don't even feel like true. I used to do that until I realized it is slowly killing my confidence. I had a friend back then when I was heavier. She was always thin and she really liked to remind me of it. She'd constantly complimenting herself like, oh, I am so thin, I look so pretty, I'm so lucky to be slim, and would also make these innocent jokes about me being fat. We went out shopping. She would laugh and say things like, you would never fit into these dresses, these jeans. Why would you even thinking of that dress? It would definitely not look good on you. It was like she was constantly reminding me of how wrongly my body is. Back then, I just took it, I would just smile and nod it, and just to avoid any tension. But deep down, it really hurt. I believed what she said. I was trying to fit in to maintain this relationship, but in reality, I was just making myself smaller and smaller, and my self-esteem is like dropping lower and lower. So about a couple of years ago, I decided that I had enough. I didn't want my body to define my worth anymore. So I made a commitment to myself. I'm going to lose weight. I worked really hard to do that. Slowly, I got healthier, I got stronger, and I was felt incredible to see all the changes I was making. And for the first time in so many years, I felt proud of myself and the progress I was making. I was happy in my body shape, in my own skin, and in myself having that strong will to be disciplined. But then something strange happened. As I was getting stronger, healthier, and feeling more confident, that friend of mine, started to gain weight. And guess what? The same judgment still come back to me. She started to say things like, oh, you're too thin, you're too slim. You don't look pretty at all. You don't have the big boobs and the big butt as I do. You don't have the right figure. She would compare my body to hers as if she is the perfect standard. So my first instinct was still to agree with her. And for some months, I really did that. I would agree with her and saying, yes, you look pretty. I am too slim now, and I want to be like you, more curvy. You are the beautiful one. You've always got everything. Just so she wouldn't think that I was stealing her thunder. Till the point I almost started to doubt myself again. And one day, something hit me like a lightning bolt. I was just standing in the mirror, and suddenly my inner voice tell me, I love my body. I love how I look now. I love to see the result of my hard work, my discipline. I am so proud of myself. Why? Why on earth should I lie about myself to protect someone who has never protected me before? Why should I belittle myself for someone who has constantly belittled me? A friend who can't handle your growth, who can't celebrate your wins, is not a real friend, and certainly doesn't deserve you to shrink yourself for them. Next time she criticized me, I didn't note, I didn't shrink, I didn't agree with her. Instead, I looked in her eyes and said, I really love my body, I appreciate it, and I love where I am now. Stop judging me. Her face froze, and I think for a few seconds she didn't know what to say. She just stared at me wide-eyed, as if my words has completely caught her off guard. So there was a moment of silence before she stammered and said, I didn't mean what I said. But this time, I stood firm. I didn't apologize. I said, you did mean it like that. You've been doing that for years to me. I wasn't going to let her make me feel small again. I knew I had finally taken control of my narrative. The moment was really like a game changer. After that, she started to respect me much more, And the dynamic between us just, shifted. I realized standing up for myself not only empowered me, but forced people around me who didn't respect me before know that I need to be respected and acknowledge my growth. I was no longer willing to shrink myself for anyone, and I wanted you to know, neither should you. This isn't just my story. This is about you. Maybe you're shrinking yourself presently at school, at work, or in relationships. Maybe you're hiding your talent, your beauty, your intelligence, just to make others feel comfortable. But let me tell you something. Shrinking yourself doesn't save a relationship. It doesn't build love. It only kills you slowly. You have every right to take up space, to love yourself, to love your body, your mind, your dreams, to speak for your truth without apology. The people who belongs in your life will never need you to be smaller. Next time, when some people try to shrink you, don't play along. Don't apologize for your shine. Look them in the eye and say, I love who I am. I am proud of who I am. The only people who gets to decide your value is you. Trust in yourself. Believe in your growth. If you need to hear this more often, stay here. I'm going to remind you till you started to believe it yourself. This is Bibi. See you next week. Bye-bye.